All right, Coach, the team announced the signing of Antonio Pipkin. Just what you can give me on bringing him here to Hamilton, a veteran QB in the CFL?
Well, I think you just touched on it. Yeah, he's a veteran. He's seen a lot. He's been in some big games. He's done a decent job of short yardage, and we had an option to go with an unknown there, or a little bit of experience. So we opted to go with the experience, and just happy it worked out.
And according to the PFF ratings that just came out, the O-line was the most sufficient, or whatever word you're looking for, the best O-line last week. Just what you can give me on their performance in that game.
I don't know about the PFF, none of that. I know that they're working hard, they're having fun, they're a committed group, they're working to get better, they know they haven't arrived, they're a humble group. And, they're spending extra time. They're doing all those little things. I think Mike Gibson's doing a great job with them. And it really starts from within. We always want self-starters, and I think it's a close group, and I think we're just scratching the surface.
And then going up against Chad Kelly in this game here, a dual-threat quarterback, what does the defense need to do to try and contain him?
Well, I think their offense is going to go as they run the ball. And, they're doing not a good job, but a great job of that. I think they've controlled the majority of ball games. They got a great belief system down there right now, and regardless of when they've fallen behind in games, you can tell that they believe, and that's why they're the undefeated team in the league. So we'll definitely have our hands full. But Chad's it didn't seem too big for him, as not just the Grey Cup game, but even spot play throughout the year. You could see it last year, and right now they're rolling.
Thank you.
Obviously, when a guy goes out and in his first pass attempt in the CFL throws a touchdown, he's going to have a lot of confidence. But just watching Taylor out there today, he doesn't look like a guy who is taking a limited number of snaps in the CFL. What have you seen from him, and how has his confidence, even in the last 2 days, developed as the number one guy?
Well, I think the difference now is that he has input, right? Where before it was just strictly support, and he definitely had input, but he just has that discernment of just kind of staying in his lane and understanding that he's there to learn and absorb and support however he can, and he just did that naturally. Where now it's like, do you like this play or do you not? Do you want to keep it in? Do you want to throw it out? And Tommy's doing a fantastic job with him, and I think needs to be credited just for how comfortable Taylor feels. So we're trying to not give him too much, but we got to have enough to be effective. And Toronto's got a great defense. I can't really say anything more about Taylor than he loves ball. He's prepared. He's a pro naturally. It's authentic. He's in the building early. And I've said this all week. So, at the end of the day, you got to play the game, though, right? All this is great. And, when you're back there and you take a big hit, you're tired after a scramble, the game's on the line, that's called when the lights are on. So looking forward to that.
You mentioned the running game of Toronto, them being undefeated. Is this one of those challenges that your defense really embraces, of finding a way to shut down a run game that's been quite dominant this season?
I hope we embrace it. It's not anything that you always study your opponent and you watch tape and you watch film. But there's no rah-rah thing about this. It's about winning. And so whatever it takes to win. And other teams on film have, made attempts to contain their run, and they're just, they got a back that doesn't go down easy, and, coupled with another guy that'll come in and do a great job. So, we understand what they're doing and what's worked for them, in our opinion, but really the focus is on ourselves being better.
And Stavros Katsantonis, obviously, with that big play last week, he's one of those guys that has really put in his time. And when you've called upon him, whether it was the Grey Cup in 2021, he's gone out there and made big plays. What have you seen from him and his development as a guy who's been waiting in that waiting room that we've talked about so long, and now has had his opportunity to really shine?
He's a guy that just comes to work. Stav is a pro. And, in the beginning, things were moving. He was a teamer, but he always is yearning to play and play more. And, so we've, in the past, he's been thrust into roles, but he just isn't phased, right? And he's just been a pro, meaning he's always embraced whatever role it is. If it was just teams, great. If it was our dime package and he was coming in to do a certain thing on the defense, he did that. When he's called upon, to play defense. You know, he never asked to come off special teams. I mean, obviously we take him off, but you can't coach that. You either have that or you don't. You love ball, you want to be the best version of yourself, or you don't. He's completely unselfish, and you know, I think he tried to make too many plays in Edmonton, but that's his mentality. He's not trying to make a good play. He's trying to make a great play, and that's always our emphasis around here. So we don't fault for that. He's just always seems to be ready for the moment.
Thanks, Coach.